How do you rate the excitement and the readiness of the team now that playoffs are finally here?
Well, it's, the excitement is there. It's a great time for our organization. It's something we've been working to get to. Again, it's basketball. We got to continue to do the thing that's got us here. Number one, we got to be a better defensive team. We got to continue to move the ball. And for the most part, for most of the year, we have played hard and focused. I think these last, couple weeks, 3 weeks have been tough mentally, which is for every team, a lot of the teams in the league. But those are the three things. That's our identity. So we got to come in this game with our identity and use our youth, athleticism, and speed to our advantage.
Taking the experience out of the equation that they obviously have with the Nets, what can you take from the season series this season to kind of educate your guys what to do now?
Well, there were certain plays they run. We understand that. We know who the matchups are. So we guys just got to take it and dissect it, and take advantage of the things we have an advantage in, which is our speed, athleticism, and our energy. We got to keep a fast tempo in the game. But again, there's certain things we can do in their sets that will help us.
Kyle was just saying that obviously he doesn't want to mention it publicly, but have you noticed the interactions between the veterans and some of the younger guys? As the playoffs are getting yes, in the locker room.
Well, yeah, I tell you what, Chuck Hayes is probably some of the most experienced. Tyler Hansborough has a lot of playoff experience. They had some ideas and things in our sets that we had that that's going to help us. And that's what you want, your veterans and guys to take ownership, the guys that have been there before. So there was give and take in a lot of the things that we're going to do, but that's what you want from your veterans.
These guys did not know that they're going to find out over the next week.
The difference in the season, but again, I don't want to overhype it in that situation, but it's a different level. It's a different level in intensity, more physicality. Less fouls called, and you got to play through it. And that's one thing that they'll learn, and the only way you can do that, though, is to go through it.
It strikes me as the NBA, more so than the other three major leagues, that the game almost changes at playoff time.
Don't you think hockey's a little bit more physical? Yeah, right.
But the way they contest every basket,
yeah.
It seems that
No question. There's a higher level of being specific on each play, attention to detail. You've got to challenge a shot. You've got to box out and rebound. Second shots are no-no. Physicality, no layups. A lot of different things change in the playoffs that we've talked about and we've got to do. And we're going to learn from the other side, too, the difference by going through it.
Sorry, how long does it take a young guy or a first-timer to sort of figure that out? Is it a couple of games? Like, can he get there in a couple of games?
We better get in a couple of possessions. But, again, it's basketball. I don't want to say it's day and night. Guys not going to come and the game's going to change on them. It's still putting the ball through the hole. Keeping your guy from scoring is basic as you can get. But, I don't want to overhype it to, scare our guys. It's still basketball. But, again, guys will see the difference in the feel, the smell of the game, the taste of the game. They'll feel that as soon as they walk on the floor.
They turned their feet around when they slid Paul to the floor and, became a sort of more wide-open team. How do you weigh the merits of matching up with them versus, using your more traditional lineups?
We'll see. There's things we can do to help us, but we'll see how we handle that. I mean, they're very when they spread it with Paul, it's very lethal. A lot like Durant when he's at the 4. So there's things we can do to try to counteract that and take advantage of it.
When it's the end of the season in as difficult a state as you did you ever envision being standing here at this time to start playoffs?
No. It was our goal. Our goal was to be here, standing here in this spot. And that's one thing Messiah said, and we've preached from day one. We're going to win here. It may not be at the pace or the timing as some of you may want or fans may want, but to build something that's consistent, that's lasting, it takes time. And again, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to wave a magic wand over players. So I didn't know it was going to come this quickly. I have all the confidence in the world we're going to win, and we're going to win here in Toronto. And Messiah's had that message. I had this message. Tim Lewicki's said it the first day. And it takes time, but to answer your question, it came a little quicker which is a great thing. To grow and learn and develop at the same time win is probably one of the most difficult things to do in sport, and these guys have done it.
Does that make it maybe even more difficult going that, it maybe happen quick and you can't sometimes rein in a guy mentally and he can get excited?
Well, that's part of the growing process. He asked a question earlier. The game, we can't go in and say, okay, grow up and get used to the playoffs all at one time. The only way they're going to get the taste of it and the feel for it and the experience of it is to go through it. And and that's the hard thing in our business is you can't make guys grow up overnight. The only way they can do it is through experience.
Dwane, it seemed pretty clear that they wanted you in the playoffs. In your experience, how dangerous is it to get the things you wish for?
Alcohol, I don't know. Everybody says that. It would tick me off if that was the case. But I don't know how they would know that Chicago is going to lose, that Washington was going to win. They must have a crystal ball in Brooklyn's locker room if that's the case. But again, if they did, sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. And I know for our guys, our whole thing was health and rest. For us, we were going to take whoever came to us, whether it was Brooklyn or Washington or Charlotte, and we were prepared for all three teams.
Can you use that as bulletin board material, though?
If you have to use that as bulletin board material at this time of year, you're in trouble. Again, it should tick you off, but if it's going to make you play harder, get back in transition a little faster, we're in trouble.